So, hello and welcome to Scandimoto Films. I am an absolute beginner in creating YouTube videos, but as a beginner, I have had the opportunity to learn a lot of things when I have started YouTubing. In this video, I want to share my beginner thoughts to other beginners that are thinking about starting their own YouTube channel. And in my content, I try to focus on motorcycling. So this video is mostly going to be about creating motorcycle content.
This is adventure. This is for sure adventure. Sometimes I think about why I do this shit. But when you see the result afterwards, when you start cutting those videos, you understand it was worth it.
And I also show you what gear I use, because you have to have some gear when you try to record something. But you can record a lot of things with just a small amount of gear. And as I'm always traveling by motorcycle, I try to keep it simple. I don't want to have a lot of things on my bike when I'm traveling. So let's start it off. So let's talk a few words about gear. And as I told you earlier, when I'm motorcycling, I don't want to bring a lot of gear. I want it to fit in a tight backpack so that I have everything there and I can easily get it out and I can easily get it to use. I have my helmet camera, which is a DJI Osmo Action 4. And it's a high quality camera. You can fit it on your helmet and you can fit it on your bike facing towards you or wherever you want to. So it's a great camera which can be used in many different ways. Then I have my drone, the DJI Mini 4K. It's a cheap drone. It has no active tracking function. So I use this drone only to film like landscapes and nice views and stuff like that. I have to fly it myself all the time. And it captures in 4K, 30 FPS is what I film in. And I film all my content in 30 FPS. So it works great. It was a few €100. It wasn't that expensive. And I can really recommend it for beginners. Then I also have this DJI Neo 2 drone, which is also a cheap drone with many functions. This one has active tracking. I use it when I wanna show more of the landscape than the helmet camera can show. For an example, when I ride open landscapes, this one is perfect to use with active tracking. And even if this one hits a tree or something, it's not going to break. I have crashed my drone a lot of times and it's always working fine. So I can really recommend this little thing. It's not flying that fast. You have to remember, if you create motorcycle content, that this thing can only fly about 40 kilometers per hour. So when it's active tracking you, it has to be in some kind of rough terrain where you're not riding that fast. And for the Neo 2, I have 3 batteries because it has around 15 minutes flight time per battery. So I try to fly these all 3 empty every day I ride. Then I know that I have enough content created or recorded. And then to the sound.
Joona is rolling it in Croatian mountain ridges. Rolling it like never before. Hit the gas, Joona!
For the sound, I want high quality sound, and I want to have the opportunity to edit my sound as well. So I have bought this DJI microphone mini, which is really great. I always put one in my helmet so that I can record what I say, as I'm riding, and then I use one to do voiceover things here at home in the studio. The best thing with the DJI microphone is that it connects via Bluetooth to your DJI Osmo Action 4 camera. So every time I press record on my helmet or on my bike, it will activate the microphone, and all the sound that I'm talking in my helmet or the engine sound or whatever I want to record comes on the tape. So it's easy to use, it doesn't have any cables, you don't want to set up your helmet with a lot of cables. This one connects in a few seconds from that you press record. So the first step is planning, and I always start planning my video a few days before I create it. I go through the process in my head and I try to figure out what I want the video to look like. But before I do that, I have to understand and be really careful about the topic of the video. I need to know the topic before I can create something. Is it going to be a motovlog video?
Haven't really been climatized yet to this weather.
Or is it going to be just a documentary style video?
Before this journey, the Balkans existed mostly in our imagination.
Or is it going to be a review or some kind of educational video?
Now I just remove the chain from the sprocket like this. Easy.
And keep it simple. As I have figured out what kind of a video I'm going to create, let's say a documentary style travel video with motorcycle, I only focus on doing that topic. Of course you can combine, for an example, motovlogging with a documentary style video. But try not to combine all those together in one single video, because if you start to combine all those topics, everything floats together at some point and you mess it up. It will be a big mess, and this is really hard for us beginners. And then we go to the second step, which is recording. This is by me the most important step of everything, and it's the hardest as well for us beginners. We usually start focusing on just what we see, but a video is so much more than that. We have to understand the voice we are hearing. We have to know when to capture voice. And how to use it when we start editing the video later. And as you go out riding, if you are going to make a motorcycle video, always try to think in your head, what am I going to record? In what situation am I right now? Is there anything to see in this moment?
Move, Volkswagen. Get out of the way, Volkswagen.
You cannot record all the time when you ride, because you will drive your SD cards full in one day. So avoid recording when there's not happening anything. Try just to record when something is going on. Try to look forward when you ride. What am I seeing? Is anyone going to watch this when I put it in my video? If you answer yourself yes, then record it. Try also to capture situations that you couldn't prepare for. If you ride in, for an example, pretty rough terrain, something is probably going to happen in that situation for someone. It could be your friend, so I always place myself last with my friends or behind a friend. And when you record riding sequences, try not to just record from your helmet forward. it's going to be pretty boring if you only have GoPro or helmet mounted camera clips. You have to mix it up with something. And remember, as a filmmaker, when you ride, it takes a lot of time to get from point A to B when you have to record something on your way. So make sure you have enough time, and also use the time in a smart way. Every time I have a break, every time I stop somewhere, I look around, is there anything to film here? Could I fly my drone here and capture the drone clips for this day? And as your adventure is coming to an end and you have filmed a lot of content with your drone and your helmet camera, you have your drive-bys and slow motion clips, you have a really great foundation to build something. And you don't have to be a genius or a pro video editor to create something pretty decent out of these. So if you have good recordings, then your video is going to be a lot easier to make. You have those interactions with people and all kinds of things to shuffle it up with.
Hello, sir. Hello. We're from Finland. Yeah, the short trip. Just a small ride, daily cruise.
Then we come to the third part, which is the editing. And editing can be hard, but first of all you have to find a simple program to use. And I have been using CapCut. I started by doing some TikToks on it using my mobile phone. But with time I tried downloading it to my computer, and it's really easy to use. It has all the functions you need to create some decent or even good content. For beginners, you learn it really fast. I'm going to show a bit how I play around with CapCut here in a moment. There's a lot of other programs to use. There's Final Cut Pro and DaVinci Resolve and whatever they are. But as a beginner, to build your foundation and to start understanding how to put clips together and how to use the content you have, you don't want to burn energy on learning a big, huge program which is used by a lot of pros in the world. So get yourself an easy to use program and you will get a lot easier forward with your project.
So let's play around a bit here with CapCut. And CapCut is, as I said, really easy to use. But when I start a project, I usually want to start with some music because it gives me rhythm and it gives me a feel for what I'm doing. So I use artlist.io as my go-to music website. I have a monthly subscription on this website, so I get to download music from here. They have a big bank of different music, and even after using this platform for a while, I still find that there's a lot of music that I haven't heard. So I can really recommend it for beginners at least. It could be that there's better sites out there, but this one is pretty cheap and you get a lot for your money. So this is what CapCut looks like. And this is not going to be a tutorial about how to use it, but I've imported a few files here to show just what you can do with it, play around with it a bit. So I made a short intro here, which I'm not going to use anywhere. It's just to showcase the program. So let's play through this one.
Give it to it.
This is the hook in the beginning. And now the music comes on. And with the rhythm, the clips are changing. Powerful drone clips in intro. And when I start to edit a video, I import the files that I'm going to use. As you see up here, I have the files and the audio. I start by adding audio, and I also start by making the intro. Some may say, and I know that it's not always the best way to start with the intro, but usually I do it because it forces me to check what kind of material I have and to pick the highlights from every clip that would fit in the intro. As you can see, every clip is pretty different. This one has almost no light, and this one has a lot of light, and that's because they are filmed in different weather. And even though I set up my camera so that every clip looks pretty much the same, it will always be differences because some days are sunny and some days are rainy. So I adjust them by mixing up the temperature and the exposure a bit, so that it's not a big contrast to the next clip that's coming up. Here you have a lot of options for doing that, and you can play around with these bars here. As you see, the color starts changing a bit, and this one is easy to use, like here. But then you can also use the color wheels, like in other programs, and you can simply move those wheels so that you get a color blending that you want to have. It's pretty hard and it takes time to get familiar with it, but when you play around with it a bit, you can start to get pretty good color grading done. Something like that. A bit more brighter I would like to have it, but it's pretty hard to edit with the color wheel because it's so sensitive. So I usually go here and try to edit the small things over here. But yes, you can play around with those color grading things as much as you want. CapCut also has a lot of AI functions. They have integrated AI to almost everything. So as you can see, you can auto adjust clips and color grade as well, and you can match the colors between clips and stuff. I usually don't use those AI functions, but pretty sure they work fine. So CapCut also has a lot of animations you can play around with. I use two of them. I use fade in and fade out on my clips. So let's just try to fade out this clip. I go to animations, fade out, and I put the length of the animation. Really easy to use. And then if I want to animate in this clip, I go to animations, and I go to in and fade in, and for 1 second. Now you have a smooth transfer between the clips. Here in CapCut you can also make some texts. Let's say we put a text here and name it Scandi Moto Films Presents. Yeah, this one is great. And then I want it to look a bit cooler, almost there, and like that, and a bit less opacity. Now I want an animation as well on my text, so I go up here and now everything crashes. Let's see what they have here. So I want it to fade in the text, but from a blur. Give it! Like that, and the duration of the animation could be 2 seconds, and I check that it's in. So now the text comes like this. Give it to it! Give it! And let's make it a bit longer. just like that, and then we can fade it out as well, and the fade out could be 1 second. Now it looks pretty good, but I want my text to be here where the music comes on. Just like that. Boom. This is looking pretty great. Then you have some filters here in CapCut as well. You can go through those, all of them, if you want to, and look how it looks. But do the color grading before putting any filter. I know one filter, which is named like movie or film. This one is pretty good in my own opinion. And the intensity dropped down to half. Now it looks a bit more cinematic with this filter. And let's see those drone clips. So you can do a lot of things here in CapCut, and you can use this timeline in many different ways. You can drag your clips in different levels. You can have so many levels of clips and sound. So in my opinion, you can do a lot of things in this program. Download it, play around with it, and see what you can get done. So that was it. And as I said in the beginning, I'm an absolute beginner in movie making, but I managed to make a few videos, and I hope something helpful was said in this video as well. This was really not my kind of video, what I usually make, but it was a good practice for me as well. So stay tuned for my next riding video if you like to look at motorcycle content, and thank you for watching this one.